this is Emma Pass, and in this video we will look at using rubrics within Google Classroom. So first we have to choose an assignment that we would like to grade with a rubric. This could be an assignment that you create from scratch, or you could attach a rubric to a pre-existing assignment by just going into that assignment and editing it. You'll see in the right-hand column at the very bottom, we have a plus sign that says rubric. Go ahead and click that. And then we have a couple different options here: create, reuse, or import. I'm going to start by creating rubric. And as you can see, our first option is whether or not you want to use a scoring system of point order. So typically I grade on a 4-point scale. You might grade out of 10 points, or maybe you don't want a point system at all, in which case you can turn that off and there'll be no points involved. It'll just be a level title. I'm going to go ahead and use scoring. Then I'll start with my criteria title. So if I'm grading an essay, maybe the first title is introduction. Then I have a description of what I'm looking for here. And then within that point value, I'm going to do a descending or ascending scale of points. I'll do a descending scale. So we'll start with 10 points. And then I will call this achieved. And again, I can create a description of that criteria that the student needs to make to achieve that 10-point scale. Then I'll go to do the plus sign, and I'll do maybe 8 points for the next one. Approaching, and my description here, etc., 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 all the way down 6, 4, 2, and 0. Maybe this one is missing. Now, if I want to just continue to create like that, at the bottom left-hand corner, I can just click Add Criterion, and then I can do the same thing over again. However, the easiest thing to do, especially if each criterion is going to be graded on the same point scale, is to go up to the one I've just created. Those 3 dots in the top right-hand corner will allow me to duplicate this. So once I click duplicate, I now have that same criterion again, and all I have to do is change the specific information. So maybe now this is the body paragraph. I change this, and then I can go ahead and change these as well, and so on and so forth. Once I've finished with this rubric, I click Save. And now you can see it is a finished product evidenced by this little icon here. Both you and the students will see the same thing when you open up a rubric. You'll click it and it will look like this. The nice thing about rubrics is when you're grading a piece of work for students, so if I go ahead and click Save, and now I go into my student work to grade it, you'll see the rubric down here at the bottom, and I can click into the boxes in order to score their work. So maybe this was approaching and this was met. And now we can see that was an 18 out of 20 for the rubric. The point value for the assignment was set to 100 points. So Google Classroom automatically does that conversion and gives the student a 90 out of 100. Or if I want this to be a 20-point assignment as well, I can just update that point value there in the assignment. And now that's going to be an 18 out of 20 points. Returning to our rubric, let's say instead of attaching the rubric or creating the rubric from new, you want to reuse a rubric. Let me go into a new assignment and show you what that will look like. We can reuse a rubric from another assignment. So I just created that rubric on group 2. Group 1 will use the exact same rubric. Instead of retyping all that information, I'll go ahead and edit this assignment, do plus sign to the rubric, and this time I'll reuse the rubric from this same class, my demo class. Here's that group 2 graphic organizer. Select, and it automatically attaches itself. Because this is the exact same assignment, I would just leave it like this, click Save, and they have their rubric. However, a lot of the times, I'm just reusing the same sort of 4-point scale and titles. And I'll reuse that from any other rubric I've created, but I'll go in here and edit it and change the criterion specifics to match the assignment that I'm working on. So that reuse button just saves you a couple quick steps. And that is using rubrics within Google Classroom.
For more EdTech tips, tutorials, and lessons, you can visit my website, empoweredu.co, or find my teacher's paid teacher store, Empowered EDU. See you next time.